Thank you for attending, viewing Dr. Emmett Emery Sr. You Better Stand Your Watch podcast. Today I want to give you two birthdays. I don't know if I remember the next time a birthday. I'd like to say happy birthday to my son by marriage, Gustavo, and happy birthday to my grandson. It's coming up in May, Emmet III. That's right, I said Emmet III. You got Emmet Senior, you got Emmet Junior, you got Emmet III. And like I said, hopefully I'll be living when Emmet IV come along. He's coming. Today I want to talk about dreams. Yeah, I know it's a little bit unusual topic because a lot of my topics geared around leadership in the past and a lot of the personal behavior now. But this is part of behavior, dreams. Dreams are a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. A cherished aspiration, ambition, or idea. Dreams are imaginary sequences that play out in people's minds as they sleep. They can be described as a state of consciousness characterized by sensory, cognitive, and emotional occurrences during sleep. Most dreams consist of series of images, sensations, and emotions, and range from pleasant and exciting to boring or even terrifying. Dreams about work can reveal a lot about your subconscious mind and emotions related to work. If you dream of a regular day at work, it means that work is important to you. These dreams can be related to work, such as work-related stress, failure, fear of failure, work-life balance issues, a desire for success, recognition. Common work dreams include being late to work, being unprepared for a big assignment or event, doing your job, showing up at an old job. You know, a lot of us do that, show up at an old job, and then we get ourselves in trouble by showing up to that old job. Getting fired. Yeah, people dream about getting fired, especially when they know they should be fired. Getting stuck in an elevator. According to G. Williams Durnoff, the study of gender similarities and differences in dreams content has proven to be a dangerous minefield for dreamer research. Even if the results are only meant to provide a normative basis for comparisons with dreams journals from individual men and women, or with dreams reports from men and women in other cultures. They have the potential to stir up all the tensions that inevitably accompany any description and conflicts between men and women on many personal issues are persuasive. Female dreams. Female dreams can reflect your perception of yourself and your hidden thoughts and emotions. These dreams can also reveal your desire and true feeling about something or someone, such as a pregnant woman. When they dream about a pregnant woman, it means a new direction. When female dreams about fat women, it means family issues. When they dream about women without a head, it means identity crisis. When women dreams about women dancing, it means happiness. When they dream about young women, it means creative impulses. When they dream about women giving birth, it means relief. When they dream about women co-workers, it means secrets. When they dream about screaming women, it means mortified issues. And when they dream about women with white hair, it means wisdom. Man dreams can represent various aspects of the dreamer's life, including relationship dynamics, authority, and personal aspiration. They may symbolize masculine traits such as strength, protection, revealing hidden thoughts or feelings about trust and intimacy. What are men's common dreams, and what do they mean? Being chased or attacked. This dream is often a reflection of feelings of anxiety or insecurity in one's life. The person being chased or attacked may represent an aspect of the dreamer's own personality that they are uncomfortable with or feel threatened by. When men dream about falling dreams are common and usually signify loss of control in the dreamer's life. They may represent anxieties about failure or making mistakes. Dreams about flying. Flying dreams generally symbolize a sense of freedom and liberation. The dreamer may be experiencing a time of personal growth or feeling unfiltered by their current circumstances. Dreaming about being naked in public. This dream is often a sign of feeling of vulnerability or insecurity. Yeah, men do have these dreams. When a man dreams about winning a race or competition, this dream often signifies a desire for success or recognition in the dreamer's life. It may represent a goal the dreamer is working toward or some area where they feel they need to prove themselves. Dream about teeth falling out. Dreams about teeth falling off are often symbolic of a fear of aging or losing one's attractiveness. Dreams about dying. It may represent the end of an important place or chapter, such as graduating from college or getting married, test taking. They may be worried about failing or not measuring up to other standards. Dreams about house catching on fire. This dream is often a sign of deep-seated anger or resentment that the dreamer is carrying around. The fire may represent the destructive power of these negative emotions. Alternatively, this dream may be a warning from the subconsciousness to pay attention to a situation in a dreamer's life that is getting out of control, and dream of having a baby. This dream is usually symbolic of a new beginning or some major life change. It may represent the birth of a new project or relationship or the start of a new phase in the dreamer's life. Those are dreams, common dreams from females and male. Now, some facts on dreams, statistical facts on dreams. We may not remember dreaming, but everyone is thought to dream between 3 to 6 times per night. It is thought that each dream lasts between 5 to 20 minutes. Around 95% of dreamers are forgotten by the time about 95% of dreams are forgotten by the time a person gets out of bed. Dreaming can help you learn and develop long-term memories. We spend roughly 1/3 of our lives sleeping and dreaming. This means we spent roughly 6 years of our lives dreaming. The average person has about 1,460 dreams a year. That's about 4 per night. About 51% of respondents believe that we express inner fears and anxieties in our dreams. About 53% of Americans dream about falling over and over again. Part of our brain shuts down while you dream. The prefrontal cortex, or the part of the brain that makes sense of the wide array of stimulus you encounter while awake, shuts down while you sleep or while you're dreaming. This leads to dreams taking on their bizarre and sometimes non-essential quality as you lose out on the ability to sit through your brain actively, rationally. You can take control of your dreams, though. Some dreamers tap into the ability to remain semi-conscious, and especially ornate and visual dreams. This process, known as lucid dreaming, allows you to take on an active role in a storyline your subconscious weaves. Now, dreams are a very important part of your life, of success, and sometimes as you as an individual. Therefore, I encourage you, never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. I had a dream that after I finished my first year of college at Allen County Community College, I took an English composition class. I didn't know nouns, verbs, prepositional phrase. I didn't know conjunctions. I didn't know any of that. But they got me through high school in the city of Chicago. And I scored pretty high in English. But the English didn't relate to composition. So I went to Kansas, in Iola, Kansas, when there was less than 1% African Americans there. And the African Americans that was there were from out of state. So I looked really, really bad not knowing basic sentence composition. So I told myself then that you will be successful in this current class and the next class, and you're going to get the highest degree that this country has to offer, which is doctorate degree. My dream was to complete my doctorate degree. And I know in order for me to complete my doctorate degree, I had to first complete that class. And after I completed that class, the next class of composition, and then my associate degree, which I did. It took me a while. All sorts of obstacles came between me and finishing that doctorate degree. I finished that bachelor's degree at Western New York University, and then I joined the military. While in the military, I finished a master's degree. But it took me a couple of years because of the going from duty station to duty station, growing and developing while I was in the military, because college was a party years. Then I worked on a doctorate degree after I left the military. Mind you, I had served 14 and a half years in the military before I left the military. So I didn't start that doctorate degree until after I was done, and which was tough because now I'm in a household with a spouse and 4 kids when I started working that doctorate degree. 4 kids and a dog. And I was working remote. And it took me a while because I went to University of Phoenix first. And I didn't like the program. I went 2 semesters, didn't like it. And then from there, I waited and waited and waited because of marital issues and then getting divorced. And then I didn't pick it up again. I picked up the doctorate degree program in 2003, laid it down in 2004, then pick it back up again into 2013. I picked it up and went to August University. Found out that the program I was in wasn't accredited after I finished the program. Well, in 2011, after I finished the program in 2013, I transferred over to Walden University to another doctoral program after I spent 2 years at one school and then complete the program, and then found out before I did the dissertation that my program wasn't accredited regionally, nationally. So I said, I'm not going to go through with this. I'm wasting my time. So I transferred to Walden University in 2013, had to take a few classes and then work on my dissertation there, and I finished my doctorate in 2015. Yes, this year is 10 years since I completed my doctorate degree. And actually, I started in January working on a second doctorate degree in the field of behavioral therapy, which I'm hoping to complete by January timeframe. Yeah, I'm taking 3 classes now, 2 classes over summer, 3 classes in the fall. Why only have to then take 8 classes? Because a lot of the classes I took, my current doctorate degree and master classes, cover a lot of the classes, psychology classes and other classes, research classes and theory classes from those degrees, which left me with 7 classes to take towards a behavioral therapy degree, which I'm hoping to complete by December, and then take the BCBA doctorate, BCA test, board certification test, and then become BCBA doctorate, which would be the second doctorate. And with this is really tough because you're talking about working on a second doctorate at age 60. Oh my God. But I'm hanging in there. Why am I hanging in there? Because my wife is very supportive. And because she's very supporting, it helped me go along. So whenever I want to get in one of the modes, when you have your moan and groan section and you don't want to talk to the kids and you don't want to talk to your friends, because, you know, when you at a certain age, you get in that mode and you don't want other people to know your business. So I know that's that baby boomer thing. But it's there. It ain't going nowhere. I'm age 60. So when I communicate with her, she's sympathetic. She listens, and then I get off my chest, and then I move on. It took me a while to bring the study habits back up, but now I'm doing it, and the company I work with now is very supportive as well. So never stop your dreams through education. Never stop dreaming through job positions in your company. Never stop. Once you start that dream, you're going to have all sort of obstacles that come before you that stops you from advancing forward. My completion for my education was what also will support me mentally to continue my dream for my job. I mean, with my education, I know I'm going back to education, I'm coming back to job, it relates. My education, because I was being treated so badly by the leadership at the job I'm going to talk about, I asked my boss to attend my graduation for my doctorate degree. I live in Tampa. The graduation was in Orlando. My boss's boss. My boss's boss said, I don't believe you graduated. I don't believe you're getting a doctorate degree. I'm coming just to see if you walk across the stage. Yeah, that hurt. But I said, this sucker going to see that I'm getting this degree. I wasn't a store manager at the time. I was a co-manager at the time. And the store manager already labeled me. I'm going to talk about that in the job in a minute. So I guess he didn't have the confidence and belief that, number one, I had a master's degree. Thought I was just putting it down. and that I was finishing a doctorate degree. Well, I fooled that sucker because he walked in and he saw me walk across the stage and he saw me get my doctorate degree. But really, that didn't make too much of a difference because he didn't support my doctorate degree. And the saddest part about that is he's an African American. Why did I say he's an African American? Because out of all the people that have hurt me over the years, and we finna get into jobs, as far as jobs and employment, me climbing the ladder and me getting more successful and going further up in the job. The most pain I receive from senior leadership, my direct boss and my boss's boss, has been my own people, African American. Yeah, I'm saying it. Those are the ones that hurt me the most. I've been involved with issues with the Klan, close to close. I've been involved with issues with the Caucasian race, with the white race. I've been involved with issues with countries overseas, but it never penetrated and hit me as hard as when I felt betrayed by my own race. And to this day, it's still there. I haven't forgotten who I am or where I came from. I'm going to continue to help the people of my race because no matter what, who kick us down this race, we're still going to rise back up. Right now, we're going through some crap in the United States with this race and other minorities as a whole. So I'm still focused on helping in that arena. But what happened to me, I don't think people who close to me or communicate with me today understand how much pain and suffering I went through from men, not women. Women have been very supported towards me and helped me a lot of the way. Men of my own race. I started a job out of the military with Sam's Club and retail. And I transferred from Chicago to Tampa after the divorce. And the pain and suffering I went through in a leadership position with my boss at Sam's Club, who was African American, is totally ridiculous and unheard of. For some reason, this man tried to get me fired, and I don't understand why. But I said, if God put me here and God gave me this job, you can't remove it from me. You can't take me out of this position because God won't allow it. He tried like I don't know what, but he couldn't. I mean, it got so bad to the point I was talking to this young girl. The young girl walked up to me. I was a member of management. This young girl walked up to me. She said, my daughter had just came out in the papers, local papers. She was playing basketball at the time. And she said, she came up to me. She had just graduated from high school. She said, your daughter is an inspiration to me. And I came forward and I came out and I communicated with my father. She said, and I'm talking to you, how, and all you saying is how supportive you were and are of your daughter. And I see nothing but love in your eyes when you talk about your daughter. She said, I didn't get that or getting that when I talk to my father. She said, what should I do? I said, be patient. I said, be patient. If he loved his daughter, he would come around. And she was crying as we was talking. Then that was just the conversation. 2 weeks later, she comes to me and said, don't you know that I just got pulled in the office? And they said you were on investigation because someone said they overheard you yelling at me and tell me that you don't like homosexuals and that you talked to me so bad that I was crying. I said, what? Who pulled you in the office? She said, your boss. Said his name, which I'm not going to mention. So are you kidding me? I said, this mess has to stop. I never said anything. I never let him know that I knew what was going on because he wasn't supposed to talk to me because there was supposed to be an investigation going on. 2 days later, my boss came to me and said, oh, the investigation, we found out we didn't find any finding for the investigation. I said, what investigation? Oh, we investigation that you called someone a homosexual, talked down to him and had him crying, and we found out it wasn't true. I said, you never talked to me about that. How you have an investigation come to a conclusion without even interviewing me? Well, I said, see, this needs to stop. So I applied for positions to get out of there. And I got an interview and got a position at a higher position as a co-manager at a Walmart in Tampa, Florida area. My boss's boss, African-American. My boss, and I'm going to say this, was the most racist person you ever want to meet. And you can tell when you talk to him. But I was working directly underneath him. A lot of things happened when I showed how good I was and things of that nature, and how people was communicating with me and things of that nature. And he was up for promotion, so he didn't like it. He had to shine out. He had to stand out. So his effort was to send me overnights. I didn't want to go overnights. I communicated with his boss on reasons why I could not go overnights at that time. I said, I can go, but I can't go at this time. His boss is African-American. His boss said, well, I heard nothing but bad things about you. You're a troublemaker, blah, 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 blah. What? Then I get a phone call from his boss in the HR telling me I had 2 days to go overnights. I said, well, my daughter's in this bad situation right now. I just cannot go overnights. I got to make sure she's safe. Well, if you don't go on 4 nights, you can forget about a job. So what I do? I call his boss. Well, his boss got mad because I called her. Well, my boss's boss told me he spoke to her and got the okay from her. When I called her, she said she didn't talk to him. And she got mad at me because she listened to him. Now, I'm a strong stickler of policy and procedures and following HR policy and procedures. But none of them will follow the HR policy and procedure. It was a good old boy system with me as a victim. So now I get labeled. And she said, as long as I was in her market, she was not going to advance me to the store manager level. And she never did. I'm the only one in the southern region with a doctorate degree still working in that level. I said, Lord, what's going on? The degree was to elevate me to employment. As soon as the Lord pushed me out of there, told me to leave that environment, to trust him in faith, which I did. I had the faith, but faith without work is dead. So I had to work with it. That means I had to go out on faith and believe that the things that was happening was only happening to trust my faith. And then I applied, and I started applying to jobs. And from there, I've got more jobs. And I got director of operation jobs. And then I finally, after 34 years in supply chain management field, retired from supply chain management field in August after 34 years. So I survived 34 years and retired as director of operation, and all the attacks that came towards me failed down to my feet. So all the ones who attacked me, including the 2 I said I couldn't believe I got the attacks from, did not succeed. So what I'm saying, the Lord would use people who you least think that he would use to inflict harm upon you, to motivate you, to encourage you to continue to go forward. The ones you think is going to do it, he's not going to use them. He's going to use the ones you least think is going to put that sort of pressure on you. And in the end, God got the glory. But you have to have faith to believe in those struggles that you're going through. And if you don't have a prayer life, I encourage you to get one, because that will carry me through all this. Through prayer and supplication, yes. For 34 years, I ain't been in that field. And by the grace of God, he's ready to move me. Now it's time to help different type of people. Like I said, once a pastor, always a pastor, but really once an evangelist, always evangelist. I'm doing evangelistic work. Not within the walls of the church, though, but I'm still bringing over people by my works. Next, never let go or stop dreaming with fraternities. Right now, there's a lot of things going on, not good information about fraternity. I'm a proud member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity, Tampa alumni chapter, fall 2023. The number one, only, best on the face of this earth. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. And I mean it. And I'm going to tell you why I mean it. I had a dream coming out of Allen County Community College of being a member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity in 1984. How did I get involved with Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity? Well, attending Allen County Community Junior College in Allen, Kansas. Yeah, you ain't going to find that sucker on the map. But we was an hour away from University of Kansas. So we used to go up to University of Kansas and party. And one time I went to we was outside, we weren't even inside, we was outside around the student union, and then the fraternity started coming up, doing their steps, doing their chants. I'm like, wow, this is cool. That's my first time having any action with the fraternities. My sophomore year, not my freshman year, my sophomore year at Allen County Community College. Then I saw the Qs come through. I saw the Sigmas come through. I saw the Alpha. I saw the sororities after the male came. Then the sorority came through. But when I saw the newts come through, I said, oh, my God. I mean, something about it. I said, oh, my God. I saw the stroll. I saw the twirling with the cane, and then went down to that shimmy. I said, oh, that's me. That's me. You know how you think you get down into it and say, that's me, and then all of a sudden you put your head on somebody else's body? I said, that's what I want to do. I want to be part of the fraternity. I'm going to do that. That was a dream. I got to Western University in 1984, fall 1984, and I was there for 3 weeks. I went to a Kappa meeting, Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity meeting, and then I pledged fraternity. 2 weeks later, I was online. I mean, I didn't remember how to get to my dorm. I didn't remember how to get to the cafeteria. I didn't remember how to get to the gym, but I was online. I was online for 4 weeks. Didn't know anyone, and they didn't know me. They're like, who is this guy? And then my coach, bless his heart, his name was Lee Calhoun. He was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist in the high hurdles. And he looked at me, because he had me there. I left Allen County and went to Western on a scholarship. He said, you have not been at this school long enough to pledge. I said, how you know I'm not ready to pledge? He said, because I'm an alpha. I know that. He said, you don't know anybody? He said, you don't know anyone? He said, name me one Kappa sweetheart you know. I couldn't name him. He said, that's who you communicate with when you're pledging. I said, I didn't know that. He said, exactly, you didn't know. He said, what them brothers say to you? I said, they look at me like, who you are? Who are you? Who are you? He said, listen. He said, how long you been pledging? I said, 4 weeks. He said, I encourage you right now to drop that line. I said, why? He said, number one, your grades is not going to be up where they need to be for you to run in the spring. I said, well, you're right. He said, yeah, I know I'm right. He said, I need your grades to be a certain level for you to run. He said, else you'll be ineligible. He said, it'll not look good for you to be ineligible your first semester here. You haven't got the feel of the university. I got the feel of the college. You don't know what's going on around here. You don't know your way around here. He said, how are you getting back and forth? I said, I'm following the other brother. He said, so tell me how you get from the library to your dormitory. I said, I don't know. He said, exactly. He said, what happened if that brother not around? He said, he dropped the line. Then what you going to do? I said, well, I got a few more. He said, do they know your name? I said, no. Do you know their name? I said, no. He said, this time tomorrow, you better be at practice and drop that line. So I dropped the line after 4 weeks in 1984. But I couldn't let it go. It was a dream that I had. I felt that fraternity in the heart. I want to be part of them brothers. I want to be part of that brotherhood. And I got a taste of the history by being online for 4 weeks. I said, I want to be a part of that. So in 1986, I pledged again. Zeta Mu chapter, Western Northern University. They call it Deaf chapter. I pledged again in 1986 with a great friend of mine. We call him Rico. This time I went 6 weeks. I was going to go further, but nobody really know why I dropped that line. This individual had a cane and a stick, and he hit me in my leg. When he hit my leg, I don't know if I twisted the wrong way or what happened, but it damaged my leg. And it damaged me to the point where I wasn't ready to run in the fall. So I had to redshirt indoor season that year. And my coach was upset. He saw the injury. I said, well, coach, you're only going to go 8 weeks. I said, I could be able to go the next couple of weeks. He said, no, you're done. He said, I knew you was online. He said, I didn't say anything because you still coming to practice. I said, if anything happened to you, because you was on scholarship, he said, I was going to address you. He said, if you continue to be on the line, I'm taking your scholarship. He said, without a scholarship, you will have to go back to the city of Chicago, them neighborhoods that you came from. I wasn't having that. I didn't tell those brothers why. I just walked away. And my boy Rico kept saying, what's going on? I never told him. My leg was damaged. So I redshirted that indoor season, which was supposed to be my senior year. And then I ended up running outdoor, but I ended up going another year because my leg was bothering me so much and my grades wasn't where it should have been at the end of that semester. So the next year I ran indoor season, but my eligibility for outdoor was gone. And then I'm leaving university. But I pledged 10 weeks. It took me 2 years, but I pledged 10 weeks. But I still didn't let it go. I said, I want to gotta be a Kappa. That was 1986. The Lord let me go through life. Let me go through my struggles. Let me go through everything. And then fall 2023, he touched the hearts and the soul of the brothers, the leaders, a Tampa alumni chapter, to give me a chance to pledge to be part of fraternity. If I'm getting a little sensitive, when that touched me by the heart, though. And it's proud to wear this on my shoulder. And I heard a brother once say, I'm not a Kappa because I want to be a Kappa. I'm a Kappa because I'm tough as hell. I'm a Kappa because I love the fraternity. That's why I'm a Kappa. Never stop dreaming. Never let go of your dream. I don't care what they're saying about the fraternities. I don't care what they put out about the fraternity. They don't know unless they're inside the fraternity. And each brotherhood, fraternity, sisterhood, fraternity, sorority is different. And you don't know that sisterhood, you don't know that brotherhood unless you're a part of it. If you're outside looking in, you're going to have all sorts of speculations. If you're dreaming to be part of a brotherhood, a fraternity, or a sisterhood, or a sorority, and the Lord put in your heart to do it, and it's a dream that you have, do not walk away from your dream. I'm telling you, you will be welcome with open arms. Do not walk away from your dream because the community needs you. And the brotherhood and the sisterhood from fraternity and sorority supports the community 100%. And these minority communities is getting uplift from these Divine 9 fraternity sororities, as we call them. 9 major fraternity sorority. And if you go around the major cities, you'll see how much work they're doing. Don't broadcast, don't shout out, don't say we're doing this, hey, we're doing this, hey, we're doing it. No. But if you ask the people in the community, they'll tell you what they're doing. They'll tell you how involved they are. They'll tell you how much they support. Do not stop your dream. Next, do not stop dreaming of your kids' success. If your kids go off at a certain age and decide not to listen to you and get mad at you and say, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, keep dreaming that they're going to be successful. Keep praying that they're going to be successful, and they will come around. If you got kids that get caught up in incarceration and you say, okay, their life is ruined. No, keep dreaming, because that's only a bump or stop. When they get past that, they get a certain age in their 30s, that 20s are gone. Now they're maturing. Now you're going to see the development. Now you're going to see them flourish, because you dreamed that they'll be at the point that they are at that point. You never stop dreaming for them. They can dream for themselves, but parents do not stop dreaming for your kids. Do not stop praying for your kids. You can pray for the other kids too, but your dream is not the same for another as it is for your own. Do not stop dreaming for your kids. I don't care how much pain they take you through. I don't care how much turmoil they take you through. I don't care how silly they sound at times or the silly things they do, especially in their 20s. In their 30s, they come back. I'm a living witness of it. And when they come back looking for guidance and direction. They come back looking for support. They come back to see if you're going to be there for them. After they didn't push you away in their 20s, after they said you were this bad person in your 20s, after they said you weren't helping them in their 20s, after they said you weren't supporting them in their 20s, after they said they couldn't come talk to you in their 20s, in their 30s and going up, they come back and talk to you. They come back and depend on you. They come back and communicate with you. They come back and believe in you. They come back and show you the love that they showed you when they were small, little kids. Do not stop dreaming of success of your kids. And do not let anyone take your dreams from you. It's just like taking your life. Jesus Christ said, no one can take my life unless I lay it down. I can lay my life down for you, but you can't take it. Let me give you a couple quotes. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you lose hope, somehow you lose the vitality that keeps moving. You lose that courage to be, that quality that helps you go in spite of it all. And so today, I still have a dream. Harriet Tubman said, every great dream begins with a dreamer. Paulo Coelho said, we must never stop dreaming. Dreams provide nourishment for the soul, just as a meal does for the body. Many times in our lives, we see our dreams shattered and our desires frustrated, but we have to continue dreaming. If we don't, our soul dies, and agape cannot reach it. Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. E. E. Cummings said, to be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best night and day to make you everybody else means to fight the hardest battle which any human being can fight and never stop fighting. And last but not least, Woodrow Wilson said, we grow great by dreams. All big men are dreamers. They see things in the soft haze of a spring day or in the red fire of a long winter's evening. Some of us let these great dreams die, but others nourish and protect them, nurse them through bad days till they bring them to the sunshine and light, which comes always to those who sincerely hope that their dreams will come true. Again, never stop dreaming, and never let someone take your dreams from you. I thank you for tuning in this week. Until we meet again, subscribe to me. I thank you, and goodbye.